You're watching Hurley Films.
Put your arm down. Put your arm down. Okay, stand up. Stand up and push on his hand. Jeez, going down. Jeez, going. What's up, everybody? This is Adam with Hurley Films. And yes, I have a few layers on because today it is, and I woke up this morning and I asked Google what the weather was going to be. It said that today with the windshield it will feel like 3. 3? We don't do that. We don't do that here. That's unacceptable behavior. If I'm being real honest with you guys, I've just been kind of down in the dumps a little bit. But it's okay. God is good, and things are just this. They are what they are, and this is building a house. And trust me, if you are in this phase of building a house where you just are so close yet so far away, you start to kind of feel like it's never going to end, and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I just wanted to encourage you guys, like I've received some encouragement as well, and just remind you that this too shall pass. No aim of mine is ever to garner sympathy, I guess. But it's hard to feel sorry for a guy that is getting to build his dream house, you know? And that's what I try to keep telling myself. Like, there's no reason to feel like defeat or to feel all this stuff, because you know what? We are getting to build our dream house on our dream property, on our dream everything. Everything's dream. That was a little bit of a tangent, just trying to get those thoughts out. But I wanted to take you over to the house and take you through a quick update of everything that's going on, because a lot of stuff's happened, and holy, So yeah, the ground is frozen. You can see a couple things over here. Larry's back, he's got his bulldozer and his excavator. Both of those are over here because very, very soon, down there, kind of where the road comes across, we are gonna start putting in, mainly because we need dirt to go on the west side of the house to grade it out. We're gonna start building another pond for fishing. And it's always one of those things, it's like, yeah, where are we gonna get the dirt? Well, if we're gonna get the dirt and we're gonna dig a hole, we might as well make the hole something we can have fun with in the future. And sometime, maybe when Larry starts over there, we can go down and I'll show you kind of the plan of what we wanna do, because it's gonna be fun. But I don't know if you noticed or not, but we've got some lights installed on the posts. We also got the cans installed. I even got a little security camera, a little Wyze camera. Those are awesome, by the way. Plan on doing a future video on those, like when we get all of our security system stuff installed. But there's a lot that's been done when it comes to the electric, and you can see it's actually kind of pretty. The ice on the posts. But we've got post lights on. We've also got a majority of the lights on the inside of the house also done. Let me show you what we got going on. All right, so we have our can lights. We've got the lamps, which this is for that box that's gonna be out on the floor, and it's not done yet. We've got the fan and these sconces. We've got all of those installed. We installed most of these lights in about a day. This fan, the fan is an 84-inch fan. It's huge. Got it off of Overstock, because when we bought our oven, which is right there, that dude gave us almost all the points we needed to buy that. That was almost free. So that's awesome. Also, we've got this grouted in, and it looks awesome. Fireplace cover is on. You'll notice that the baseboards and the flooring is also all done. And then this is where Addie sleeps when we are working on the house. So let me get the rest of these lights turned on and tell you about what's going on in our world. These are the shelves that we built. We got those installed, which drilling through that tile, by the way, was one of the most nerve-wracking things I've done in a long time. We have all of the backsplash installed. Anyway, let me share with you what's going on. We actually go to court here in a couple weeks. We got sued by our painters, and I'm not gonna say the company's name. If you're in Oklahoma and you are looking for a paint company and you want to know who we used so you don't use them, you can Facebook message me or email me or something like that. And I'm not going to publicly do that until after our after our proceedings have been finished. But the painters did sue us because the paint in the house, it's really hard to see on this wide angle in the camera, which you probably can see the paint lines, how they don't look very great. And we've got we had a level 4 texture on our walls, which a level 4 texture is one level down from the highest grade of texture that you can get. And when the painters painted our walls, they used too heavy of a roller. So they essentially retextured the walls for us. We had really smooth texture that we actually paid extra for. We paid specifically for the kind of texture that we did, and the paint company came in and ruined it. So I told them that I'm not willing to pay them for the labor that they contributed to the inside of the house, and I actually told them I would pay them for half of the job. But they actually declined that, and then a week later the sheriff showed up and he presented me with a court summons. So we are going to court on the 25th to fight with them, and I hate that. That's not something I want to do. I'd love to settle everything outside of court and make sure everybody's happy and taken care of, but at the same time, we are not going to, like I've said before in other videos, if we pay a professional, we expect nothing less than professional standards. And from other conversations that I've had with other painters, and I can make another detailed video going into this a lot more in detail if that's something you guys want. But this is kind of the, playing at 10,000 feet kind of view. But from the other painters that I've discussed and had come look at the house and give me estimates on repairs and everything like that, this is far from industry standard. In fact, I had one of them actually call it amateur, which, like I've said before in other videos, if I wanted it to look like this, I would have done it myself. So, anyway, thoughts and prayers would be we would love it. I'm stressed out about it. Casey's stressed out about it. We don't like this at all, but like I said, we will not allow ourselves to be, mistreated by this instance. Anyway, now that that's done, let me show you what we're gonna do today. And you can see it behind me, hanging on the wall somewhere over here. We had Cameron build us our vent hood, and he did a great job on that vent hood. But I need to get it stained the same color as these black lowers. So I've got some stain out in the shop, and we are going to bring it in and stain the vent hood. I also have 2 other ceiling fans, the last 2 ceiling fans to put up that will get put up today. And then we might just be able to get the vent hood down and maybe like sort of placed and ready to go, because maybe Thursday this week we'll be able to actually stain it. But enough talking. Thank you guys so much for watching our videos. We love having you guys along on the adventure. We love hearing what's going on in your lives, and it's awesome. So if you haven't already, subscribe. Let us know how you're doing down in the comments below, and let's just stop talking and start doing.
So you get the benefit of not having to wait to figure out what happened, you know? We we went to court. I went to court. Casey did not want to go. She did not want to go to court. And I didn't want to go to court. I don't blame her. And needless to say, I did my research. I downloaded the Painters and Decorators of America handbook, and I read probably 80% of it. Just looking for standards, definable terms, all kinds of things like that. And I presented everything to the judge along with our pictures, as well as a video of another contractor friend of mine who has been painting for over 40 years in the industry. And she looked at it and said, you know what? There's clearly something wrong, and you guys couldn't get along with each other, and so she has to, mitigate us. But she said, you're not going to get free paint, and that was something that they accused me of, trying to get the job for free. And I told them all along, like, I never, ever once mentioned that I wanted to get the job for free. In fact, I offered to pay for the job for what I thought was fair. And, that's what the judge did. We ended up only having to pay half of what we owed on the job. So, it felt really good to be kind of validated in it and know that we weren't crazy. And like the paint company told us multiple times, that we didn't have a grip on reality. And it was validating knowing that, okay, we did have a grip on reality, and somebody was trying to take advantage of us. So that being said, thank you for your support. And those of you who knew about it going on at the time knew I was stressed out. And so thank you. And for those of you who didn't get to stress out for very long, you're welcome. I'm glad you get to get instant gratification. I mean, that is the way our culture works. So on this day, I got these fans installed and had to kind of do a little troubleshooting and rewiring, but ultimately got to get this vent hood down and get it stained to match the cabinets in the kitchen, which I love watching things like this get painted in the time lapse. That is just so cool. But thank you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, subscribe, comment down below. And yeah, this is what happened a few days later. And it didn't stop for like a week. Then I backed into a Lowe's truck tailgate and ruined my new truck. But we're not going to talk about that for very long because, you know what? Let's just move on to getting the tankless installed because, oh gosh, that I do not want to talk about the other thing. Woof. Okay, this is a Norris Easy. It's from the Easy line of tankless hot water tanks. And as you can see, I've already done a few things as far as getting it ready to go, but there is not a whole lot to this. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's tankless that you can install pretty much yourself. I've already cut the holes, as you can see, for the incoming air and the outgoing air, I think. So yeah, this is where the incoming air goes. This is where the vented air goes. And there's a concentric vent, a 2-inch concentric vent already up in the attic. I'll show you that in a minute when we go up there. But right now, I wanted to get these 2 pipes in, and you can see I cut an extra hole. That was intentional. That was intentional. Extra ventilation in this room and stuff, So it was on purpose. It wasn't because I had the concentric vent backwards upstairs when I cut the holes. But right now, I wanted to get these 2 pipes in so I could get this bracket on and lean this back, exactly what I'm doing right now, so I could mark that center hole, so that once I get this up here, I'll be able to see exactly where I can put a level on this, and I can know where this needs to go. We've got our incoming cold water and our outgoing hot water. So incoming will come on inside. So cold side here. I don't know if you can see that. So cold side is here, hot side is here.
And I think I've got everything I need to do it.
Oh, you're such an idiot. You know you're going to go back to the store at least 3 times. And so does everybody else.
I love to take long showers, so the idea of having unlimited hot water just sounds amazing. So let's get going on this. I'll show you some stuff up in the attic, not in time lapse, when we get there.
Over and under. What do you think? How many times did I end up having to go back to the store to get parts to finish this little project, this little gem of a project? It was not hard, guys. Not hard at all. Super, super easy to do. But you do have to have, the accurate parts and couplers and pipes and things like that.
So one of the coolest things about this tankless system is that it just has a bracket, and you lift this thing up, put it in place, put the bottom bracket on, and essentially hook it up. There's not a whole lot to it. So that was one of the main reasons I went with this one. It also had really good reviews just as far as functionality and everything else goes. Before I get this going, I want to get these lines ready to go for that. These are a shark bite to thread hose system. So this might actually work even better to be able to do this. The only thing I want to do is I want to put a cutoff valve, which is right here on the intake side. So if we ever need to, I can shut it off. So that's the parts that we got. So before we get the tank up here in the way, or it's not a tank, the unit, before we get the unit in, let's get this stuff hooked up first, because that'd be a pain to do that later.
If something like this is not a testament to a DIY thing, then I really don't know what is. I mean, putting in a hot water tank, just a normal one, is not necessarily an easy task. It's something that any person can do, a DIY thing. But traditionally, this tankless system has always been a very don't do it yourself project. In fact, if you try to go and buy a tankless system just at any box store, they don't like to do that. They want to see some kind of contractor license or something in order to even sell it to you.
Okay, I ran into a problem that I'll need to get another piece for. But this here is a pressure relief valve. And I'm putting one of these coming off of the hot water outline, just in case there's any kind of high pressure situation. It doesn't break something in the system. It will allow it to escape through this. But this is for a 2-inch cavity, and I forgot.
Well, we didn't see that one coming.
To get another piece. So I need to get like a maybe 2-inch nipple, maybe, or so, maybe 3-inch. So this sets off to this side like this, plus a coupler that this will go down, and then this will go down into the condensate line with everything else. So this is just a safety precaution that I saw in the manual. So I got this brass 3/4 inch T that will also go into this. So one more piece that we need from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, because like I said, there's never one trip. There's always at least 3, and we've done 1, so there's 2 more to go.
If you can't make fun of yourself, I mean, you're just taking life way too seriously. I mean, I just have a firm grip on reality, and no, it is 3 times.
Now it's time for the big lift. I have called my lovely assistant
Let me help Daddy first.
in here to help me. The real heavy lifter of the family. Why don't you want to be on there, honey? She doesn't want to be on the video.
Hands lift.
Why?
I just
Why
don't.
don't you say hi to the people?
Hey, people.
Oh my gosh. There you go.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I think mine's on. Yeah, mine's on.
Nailed it.
Mommy. 10.
Way to go, honey. Well, it's the matter of the things going out. Now you got a place to lean. Brooms.
There's a place to lean a broom in every single room of the house.
Oh, haters.
So as I was saying, this traditionally is not necessarily a DIY project, but this Noritz company has really kind of tackled this easy, and to be honest, even they kind of aim it more at contractors. They don't want you to do this. But if you know what you're doing and you know how to safely install a gas line, safely install water lines, make sure to check for things that are leaking with a soapy solution or stuff that you actually buy in the bottle to check for this stuff, then you can do this. I mean, if I can do it, just about anybody could do it, especially if you're handy. But you can see there's one gas fitting that I didn't get either. So there's another part we forgot, but hey, we'll get it when we get there, right? I mean, we're only on trip number 2, so.
Okay, it's a few days later. Everything on this tankless heater is now done, except for one thing. I bought the wrong size, not the wrong size, I had the right size, I had the wrong kind of nipple. I needed to get one that would not corrode and cause rust to fly through my system. So I got that in the pocket, got the plumbing stuff here. I'm gonna finish this up today, but I want you guys to check this out. We cleaned up yesterday, and look at the house. Here's our ginormous oven. Check that thing out. Oh yeah. And our vent hood. This is what Cameron Jaco built this for us. We got all the things installed on the inside of it. The only thing that I haven't done yet is I'm missing some parts for getting our sink finished because our disposal, she's a big girl and I made a boo-boo, so I have to fix that.
Jump ahead a little bit because, I mean, no one wants to see us install one more pipe. Let's get to the kids, that's more fun. How are you doing? People want to know how you are.
Good.
Good. Didn't see that answer coming. Shut that door. Got it? All right. What are we gonna go do?
Swing.
Well, swing. Tell us what we're gonna do, Hurley. Look at me.
We're gonna do the swings.
What swings?
These swings.
The rings?
Yeah. You hang on the tree and then you can swing on it.
Yeah? You think you can do it?
Yeah. Yeah. I do it myself.
How are you, Joe?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, but once I found it, once I didn't hold on to it, once it swing on it.
Yeah?
We were down there going on a walk. She found there was this tree, lightning struck the branch and it was still kind of hanging and she could kind of swing on it.
That's cool. Hey, speaking of cool, you know what rhymes with cool?
What?
School.
Oh
Right.
yeah, Mommy told me only 2 weeks and I get to go to school.
Real school? What about you?
It's almost even 2 weeks until we live here too.
I know.
But my teacher not taught sister anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see if we can find a tree for the swing. Show us what you got. We got them hung. Oh yeah. Is that all you got? Good job. All right, Joe, you go do it. All right, Hurley, help her up there.
Got it? Ready?
All right, here we go. Woo!
Ready, set, jump!
Oh yeah, stuck the landing.
It's these moments that I remember why we are doing what we're doing. Getting to see my kids, enjoying the sunset out in the open, in the fresh air, in the country, on our homestead. Makes it all worth it. So if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.